Can you hear me, Haru?
I can hear you, mate. And I don't know what else I can hear, but it's a lot of banging.
Right, I'll be back at 6 o'clock.
No worries, mate. You all right?
Okay, TikTok will be starting at 6 o'clock, so I'll see you at 6. So, TikTok, get your questions in, get your score predictions in as well, and any questions you want to ask the panel, and we will get this party started in the next couple of minutes. Right, let's get this podcast on the road, shall we? Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Chickens on the Loose England vs Netherlands preview live on X, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. In today's podcast, we'll be talking about the pre match Switzerland, the post match Charlotte, the pre match Netherlands, the latest Bradford City news, score prediction, and what's on your plate. And I should be joined, hopefully, by Tony, Lee, and Haru.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Are you there, Haru?
Hello.
Here he is.
Here
Right,
he
lads.
is.
So let's get straight into it. The post-match Switzerland game. What was your thoughts on the England versus Switzerland game?
I thought there was a bit of an improvement in the performance. Wasn't overly excited by it. I think we scraped through yet again. But my bear is he needs to drop Kane because Kane's doing nothing, and I'd like to see Ivan Toney and Watkins up front against Netherlands.
Here.
Okay. And Lee?
I just thought it were. Been asking for him to change things. He didn't. He moved some people around and we played with a bit more adventure, but what were it, 80 minutes before we scored?
Yeah.
Nothing changed, really, did it?
No, nothing.
A bit of a boring
Five.
game, wasn't it? But
Yeah,
scraped
5
through.
great penalties. Absolutely perfectly taken. Can't really beat that. But Pickers, one of our own, made the save, which
did.
kept us in front. He won us it, really, in a sense. Shame he couldn't get to that. Well, let's face it, it was a mistake there, goal, wasn't it?
A mistake
Yeah.
that should never have happened.
Yep, it shouldn't have done, no, because we didn't have a right defence out, did we?
No.
And why Kane seems to think he can come back and defend, then work in midfield, and he's never where you need him. There were never anybody in that box. Saka
Lee.
must be pulling his hair out.
Lee, can I ask you a question?
Of course he can.
Do you think he's 100% fit?
No, I don't, actually. I've yet to see him make a proper run. The one run he made in that game were back towards his own goal.
Yeah.
And I thought, why aren't you doing that going forward? Because I've not seen him this whole competition do that going forward.
My
He's not
personal
running in
opinion,
behind. He's doing bugger all. I think he's, I don't know.
I think he's injured. I think he's carrying an injury. But Southgate persists with him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he daren't drop him in case all happens.
I'm all for having a cult player, if you want to call him that, in dressing room and that, but he doesn't have to be on pitch, does he? He just needs to be build up and stuff, and put him on bench. You don't have to bring him on, do you?
No. I just thought when Luke Shaw come on, we seem to have a bit more impetus going forward than what
we've
Trippier
said
did.
all the way through, isn't it? We had a proper full-back, left-back,
Yeah.
and he's the only left-back we've got, really. Trent Arnold on right-hand side, that would have been a dream, wouldn't it?
It would have done. But there again, that's why they employ Southgate.
Yeah.
If we can see it, surely to God he can see it. And I hope Luke Shaw does start on Wednesday. He's got to start.
To talk about experience, but I've been watching this England team, and I think probably the fans have more experience than Southgate will ever have, because he's absolutely clueless with some stuff he comes up with.
What about yourself, Haru? Your thoughts on the Switzerland game?
Ooh, I was actually shocked at first. What was the 'cause obviously we just came back from Charlie and I was watching the game on my phone and I was like, what on earth is this? By the time we got to the second half, we played. I think first half we played a bit better. Second half, I don't know what happened, but yeah, I always do. Then Saka scored. 'Cause I thought we lost as soon as Switzerland scored. I thought that's it. We're out of the Euros. Then Saka scored. I celebrated mentally, and then when it went to penalties, and then Trent's penalty that went in, and England are now through. I was actually shocked. And I started having a little giggle that Harry Kane went into Southgate and fell over. But yeah, it was absolute shocking gameplay. I just don't know what to say. I think Southgate definitely need to make some changes for the Netherlands. He really does. I'd love to see Ivan Toney or what's the other one? Ollie Watkins to being striker instead of Kane.
Yeah, I agree.
So
100%.
we've had a Facebook from Steve Mundy on a Monday. Yeah, agree with what that bloke just said. Drop Kane, get Watkinson and Tony on, and he needs to give the younger lads chance. Gordon, Palmer, those lads can turn a game in a breath. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Cole Palmer when he was playing absolutely amazing.
They couldn't cope with him, could they?
Nah.
Has anyone else got anything they want to say about the Switzerland game? Okay, right, let's move on now.
Bring on Holland.
Yep, so now I'm going to move on to the...
Who's been pretty boring as well, haven't they?
Yeah, so moving on to the Netherlands game now, aka Holland. I just don't understand why they don't call them Holland. Right, so it's 8 o'clock kickoff the 10th of July on the Wednesday, and it's live on, I think, ITV1. So, last couple of teams, team forums, Serbia won against England, won Serbia, Denmark drew 1-1 against England, Slovakia 0-0, England then won 2-1 against Slovakia, and then they won 6-4 on penalties against Switzerland. Netherlands 2-1 against Poland, 0-0 against France. They lost against Austria 3-2. Then they beat Romania 3-0, and then they won 2-1 against Turkey.
Finished third in their group, didn't they?
Yep. So Netherlands' top goal scorer is Gakpo with 3 goals, 1 assist, and he's played 5 games. Harry Kane is scored 2 goals, no assists, and 5 matches played. Netherlands and England have not drawn any of their last 4 matches against each other, and England haven't lost in their 5 matches. So then the referee for the game is Felix Zawa, if I'm pronouncing that
Swear.
correctly.
All right.
Swear.
Yep.
Isn't he that convicted match fixer that Jude
Yeah.
Bellingham called
Yep.
out?
So
Oh.
Go on.
I've managed to find some stats. Just managed to find them. So he's had 18 appearances in the German league, and he's dished out 74 yellow cards and 1 penalty.
Jesus.
In German 2, he's had 5 appearances, dished out 25 yellow cards, 2 reds. In the Champions League, he's had 4 appearances, he dished out 21 yellow cards, 1 red. In the European Championships, he's had 3 appearances, dished out 13 yellow cards and no reds. And then in the Europa League, he's had 2 appearances, 14 yellow cards, no reds. Altogether, he's dished out 147 yellow cards and 4
Jeez.
red cards.
Don't tell me his shirt's yellow as well, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, we have had Chris and Robbie appear. So
Hey, Chris.
Chris should be
Hi,
able
Dan.
to hear me.
Robbie, welcome.
Oh.
Welcome in. Hello. I'm just at
Hello.
work, so I'll put myself on mute.
Yeah, I can.
So, Chris, just before we go on to the Netherlands game, what were your thoughts on the Switzerland game?
Well, I thought we played a lot better, to be honest with you. Still, we've got to stop this kicking back, haven't we?
Yeah.
Not
Totally
sure what
agree.
we're doing with team selection, but it seemed to work. So I don't really want to put a downer on anything now. It's a case of, look, you didn't lose. You didn't really go for it. It was 0-0 at end of time, and then at extra time, 0-0. So we went to penalties. The big thing that I thought about penalties, because we normally always lose penalties, it was so confident. Absolutely on the ball.
10 out of 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
For
was.
everyone that took one.
Yeah, it was brilliant with penalties. Absolutely.
Do you think he's hanging back for bets, Chris?
Hanging back for bets.
Yeah, just playing this sort of. Do you think he's going to let him off the leash for if we get to the final, or even against Holland?
Yeah, I think he probably is. You know, it's just a case of he's taking it so calmly. He must be thinking at every game that he plays, look, if this is a loss, that's my job done. But look, he's got us to semi-finals before. He's got us to finals before, and when we get to each one of those, we just seem to capitulate.
Yeah.
Against what it checks.
Well, we're in the semi-final without actually playing very much football at all, aren't we? So
yeah, exactly. So
some of it's working, but it's worked for Holland. It's worked for other teams, and all France.
Yeah, well,
the goal in open
I watched
play.
the Holland game, the last Holland game, and they looked terrified.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to turn out, to be honest with you. I think they got quite an easy through, even though they scraped their legs getting in there.
Yeah.
I think if they come across us and we are up for it, which is saying a lot with that England team, but there shouldn't be anything stopping them.
Well, you'd think, or you'd like to think, Gordon up left, Palmer up right,
Yeah,
or even vice versa. The pace alone would scare them to death. Then
Correct.
where do you put Saka? And, who's in middle? Is Kane going to be there? He's not going to change much, I don't think.
No, I don't think he will either.
And Diane, are you here?
Yeah, I'm just scoffing.
Oh,
Okay,
everything
what were
nice?
your thoughts on the Switzerland game?
That's me because I didn't hardly watch it, did I? I'm coming back from Charlie. I started second half in penalties and extra time.
Robbie, did you see the Switzerland game?
I've got to be honest, you probably saw as much as what I see.
I did. After Chorley game, I went to Blackpool to watch it. So it was a nice little day out. Yeah, I thought we played a little bit better. Obviously not 100% great, but we got the job done. We'll just go from there, I guess.
Okay, so going from Tony Cross, what's your thoughts on the Netherlands game? And basically, would you stick with the same team and just basically anything Netherlands related, really?
No, I'd drop Trippier and I'd bring Luke Shaw straight back into that team. I'd drop Kane, which we know is not going to happen, and I'd play Ivan Toney up front with Ollie Watkins, and I'd get rid of Bellingham, and I'd bring either Cole Palmer or what's his name, Anthony Gordon in.
Anthony Gordon.
So I think we need pace. We've no, apart from Saka, we've no pace. I'd drop Foden because he's done nothing. He improved a bit on Saturday.
Played with two number 10s, didn't he?
I
Bellingham and them were both
wouldn't
number
drop
10.
Foden at all. I'd keep Foden in.
I'd keep Foden in, to be honest. I'd play that box in middle again because it looks solid.
Okay, and Chris?
Yeah, as I say, basically, from what I saw on that last Netherlands game, I think they were scared at the team they were playing. And they give them a lot of ball. It were actually quite a bit of a fluke that they won. So I can see it being Wednesday night, 8 o'clock kickoff. We're all there. And I could see us absolutely spanking them, but I know that's not going to happen. Netherlands don't look to be the team that the Netherlands used to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't. It's absolutely bang on, mate. They're not. There's nothing up front.
Yeah.
Apart from Gakpo.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I can say about them. There's going to be a lot of orange in there, and we're going to be a lot of white. And it's a case of, well, they're nearly City colours, aren't they? So, yeah, crack on.
Okay, and Miss Diane?
I don't know. You know what I've been like with the football this past few months, weeks with this Euros. If I watch it, I watch it. If I don't, I don't. Hopefully we'll get to the final, but it's not end of the world because we got to the semis. But I'm telling you the truth, I've not been really interested in the Euros, but I have watched it if it's been on. So I just need Bradford back.
Yeah, and Lee?
Echo. I just want Bradford City back playing. I know we didn't do right well. I've watched highlights. I won't go into Bradford City because you're probably going to come on to that.
Yeah, we'll come on to that in a minute, Lee.
Yeah. But Euros, they've not floated my boat so far. I want to be excited by what I'm watching, and I'm just not.
Okay. And Haru?
Yeah, I completely agree with Lee. Euros is not getting interesting nowadays. What I would do is that I would drop Kane for definite. For the Netherlands game, I would put either Ivan Toney or what's his name, Ollie Watkins on. I would drop Kobe Manu and either put who is it, Anthony Gordon or Cole Palmer on. I'd take who is it, and Trippier off, and I'd put Luke Shaw on, and I'd even drop Phil Foden, to be honest, and replace him with someone else because he's making improvement, but he's not doing anything with the ball. They're always just back passing, and it's just sometimes annoying when you see there's an open line where you can pass it to another player and they can score. They just pass it backwards. So I think that's what I should think starting 11 should be.
Last but not least, Robbie.
Why change something what's not broken? I think with Netherlands, I think you keep Tony on bench to at least 70th minute and then let Van Dijk run around like an headless chicken for the last 20 minutes. I think we will get the win and just go from there. But yeah, I'd keep the same. Obviously, I don't like what I see, but it's working, so it is what it is, isn't it?
You got a point. It is working.
Okay.
Why change it when it's working? No point, is it?
Time to get rid of the time. No, get rid of the boring stuff to start off with. So from Tony onwards, score predictions for the Netherlands game.
I think England penalties again. I think it'd be 0-0 and then England through on penalties.
Chris?
I think it's going to be 2-1 to England in normal time.
Okay. Diane?
Oh, you put me on spot as
If you
usual.
care.
If I care.
If you care,
Well,
yeah.
I do care, but I'll say 1-0 England. I'll just say it's going to be a close game because Holland are pretty good as well. So, or should I say it Netherlands? But you know me, probably get it wrong. But hey ho, yeah, 1-0. And I'm going to say it's going to put Cole Palmer on, and Cole Palmer's going to score.
Okay. And Lee?
I'm going to go 2-0. Over 90 minutes. I'm not going for extra time. I'm going 2-0 England.
Okay. Haru?
I'm thinking 1-1 England going to penalties. England win on penalties again.
And Robbie?
Same with Lee. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win.
Yeah. And I think England are going to win. I'm going to go 1-0. Right. Moving now on to the Charlie game. I know I saw Robbie there. So nice to meet, nice to put a face to Robbie. I know you said who are you? Because I can't remember who you are. But,
I felt like crying at that moment in time.
yeah. So starting off with Tony, did you go to the game? Have you seen the highlights of the Charlie game?
No, I just saw that goal that you put on in first minute.
35 seconds, apparently.
45.
Pre-season don't mean anything.
I knew I had
to
a
me.
5 in it.
Did you notice how it came to that goal, though? That was Smallwood's missed pass.
Yeah.
Well, the less said about him, the better.
So before we do go on to Chris, the
Not another.
trialist goalkeeper was, I think his name was Bradley James or Jones, from Middlesbrough under-21s Hartlepool, and then he's been for a couple of National League teams. It was crap. I don't think he'll be getting a contract. Chris, what about yourself,
Yes,
Charlie?
mate. To be completely honest with you, I've not seen a damn thing about it. I haven't seen any replays. I haven't seen any sort of action at all. Because when it came to the day of England, I've just got white shirt on and I've just been completely blinkered. So I can't help in that. I just heard that we'd lost. And it was like, you're joking. And then it would just, yeah, whatever. Because it's like I usually go to most of the pre-season friendlies. I'll be going to the Sunderland one.
Yep.
These that we play against teams around us like Harrogate and what have you, I always go to them. And it's as you say, one team's on one side, one team's on the other side, and then there's some trialists going in. So you can take a loss with a pinch of salt. It doesn't really mean all.
Okay, so before we go to Diane, we've had a TikTok coming from Fergie, and he thinks the England game's going to be a draw, and England will win it in extra time. Right, Miss Diane, I know you went to Charlie. I gave you a hug at Charlie.
You did give me a hug at Charlie.
What was your thoughts of that dreadful Charlie game?
I don't know. It was the first outing for the guys. Some of the guys were missing, obviously, because probably didn't want to get them injured. Like Brad, Cav weren't there. A couple of the new guys weren't there. But it was all right. At least they've all got match fitness, and it's still I still remember the ground. As I said to my dad yesterday, I went, the ground's still the same, Dad, because have you seen the highlights where they've had to walk from a roadside down to the ground, the team, because the coach couldn't get down there? It's been like that for ages because my dad went, oh yeah, I remember that walk. But I thought, all right, it was nice to see the lads out. They looked fitter than last season. They looked good. It's just they've got to keep themselves going, trim, just play these pre-seasons. And it doesn't really matter what the pre-season score is because what counts is the season.
Correct.
So, but yeah, the
Exactly right.
season counts. It's a pre-season, and I was just thinking to myself yesterday, have a crap pre-season, we have a good season. So, yeah, it was good. It was nice to have football and to see my team play. That was the main thing. So it was good.
Yeah. And just on about that, Diane, we got a free kick on the edge of the box in the second half. And we were behind their goalkeeper. I don't know who the Charlie goalkeeper is, but he was an absolute legend. His banter was absolutely fantastic. We should have had a penalty though. With that
When
free
Pato
kick,
got down, when Pato got brought down.
yeah,
Yeah.
ref needed to go to spec savers that day.
Oh,
Should
I
get
had to
VAR.
remember
Get
that not to
VAR in
swear
the
at the
pre-seasons.
liner.
That would have been definitely a pen.
Yeah, I had to remember not to swear at the liner because they were a bit too close at liner. And you could tell it was a non-league referee as well, and linesman.
Yeah, I was close to linesman as well, so I didn't want to swear at it.
Okay, Lee, and yours. I know you didn't
I've
vote with Charlie, but
I've seen
you've
highlights.
seen highlights.
I've read reports and stuff like that, as you do. To be honest, it's a typical first game of the season. Players getting 45 minutes at least, and that's about all it's about, is just stretching the fitness and giving them a bit of match practice.
And before we go to Haru,
As Diane says, result didn't matter.
So before we go to Haru, everybody knows former Bradford City player Charlie Wyke ended up going to Carlisle again.
Yep.
I think they end up battering some team 6-7-0, but then also
8-0.
Charlie Wyke then went off injured. So I think that's karma.
Sorry, but that just made me laugh.
So Haru,
I didn't know that.
Go on.
what were
What
your
my
thoughts
thoughts
on
on
Charlie?
Charlie game? Do you know what? I wasn't even really that bothered. Yes, we lost 2-0, and I was vlogging that game, but do you know what? I'm not really bothered because what, like Diane said, it's not what the preseason don't count. Is what it's the season that matters. I'm just glad to get some footage of Gilead running up and down, and good footage of Sam Walker making a good save. So I'm not bothered about the loss. I'm just really more focused on the season to become.
Yeah.
Minutes
Start
in
now.
the legs.
And last but not least, Robbie.
It was just nice to be around Bradford fans again after a while. Yeah, it's pre-season. Obviously, we don't want to get injured. I think that's the main one, just obviously keeping fitness up to date. But yeah, it was nice to see a lot of familiar faces again. It would be nice. Just gets you back in the mood, doesn't it, I guess?
Yeah.
So yeah, roll on when it starts up and running.
Yep. So now moving on to the latest Bradford City news. There's not really anything about apart from former Bradford City winger Abo Issa has buggered off to Thailand after his contract's terminated at Grimsby, so he's joined there. And also, Bradford City have confirmed match day admission prices are frozen. There's now a family pass now available on match days, and then there's a value duo saver ticket introduced. That's 1 times adult, 1 times junior, and suite upgrade prices are frozen. So just going quickly through the prices. Adults are still 20 quid. Seniors at 18. Young persons 17 to 23 is 18 quid. Youth 12 to 16 to tenner. Juniors a fiver, and the family pass 2 times adults, 2 times under 12 is 45, and the new duo saver 1 times adult and 1 times under 12 is 23 quid. And then following prices basically go up. So if you don't buy it like the Friday, the Saturday the price is 25 quid for an adult, 20 quid for a senior, 20 quid for a young person, 10 for youth, 5 for juniors, and then the family pass is 50 quid, and the duo saver is 28 quid. Right, now that boring part is over, done with. Does anybody want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything? Start off with Tony and work our way across.
No, not really. Like I say, pre-season, it's all about getting the legs going, and regardless whether we'd have won or lost, it's all about getting the 45 minutes in and going from there. Bear in mind, Charlie had already had 3 pre-season friendlies before this game, so obviously they were going to be a little bit fitter. But result don't mean nothing. Like lads have said, it's the season that counts. Friendlies don't get you promotion.
Chris?
Yeah. Right, here we go. I'm going to say England. Yes, we're going all the way. And one other thing is, and this is just a small thing, it's minute, but I cannot chuffing wait until we get back to Bradford City and storm that league. Come on, City!
You've been saving that one, haven't you?
It's been building up.
Yeah.
Diane,
It works, it does, it works.
have you got anything you want to chat about, vent about, shout about?
No, not really, but I know people are going to start on me, but I just can't wait for goalie shirts to be released for people because I want the goalie shirt. And I
I
don't
thought they
want
were
anybody
released
to-
already.
They're out. They're
They're
out.
out?
on Saturday.
No,
They're
they're not
already
in
out.
shop.
They were in shop when I were down on Friday.
Well, funny, they said they're not out yet.
Well, they are. Because my mate got one Saturday.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to
Yeah.
go get one.
There
I
you
was
go.
actually supposed to go today, but I'm gonna go tomorrow. So to buy
I
the
just
new
need to
Bradford
know
City
if
kit.
anybody knows what it is because I have to talk nice to Dada. That would before anybody said about me and Sam Walker. I just thought I'd put it out there because Friday, Johnny, can I say I was pissed off on Friday when
Go for
people started on it. When you lot started on me about Sam Walker, Mr. Hall, I was getting pissed off. Do not start about Sam
Oh,
Walker. with me
come
at
on,
home.
Diane.
I
I
watched
don't
the
care
podcast.
if you. I
I
don't
watched the
care if you
podcast
were
on
joking,
Friday.
but I were a bit peeved.
Right, we'll
Oh,
move.
well, here, Diane. My apologies. From whatever
Um,
came from my mouth, it was a joke. And I
It
had,
wasn't. It didn't feel like it was a joke, Chris.
Yeah,
It just
right.
really got. I told Johnny on Saturday how I felt
Well, I
about
will
it.
not open my gob again regarding anything to do with the lovely Sam Walker.
Thank you.
And
Right.
my apologies too on top of that because I know I mentioned so much.
So
We-
if anyone
we-
mentions
we
Sam
don't
Walker,
want
along
to
with
offend
what I
anybody.
thought were
pound in a
banter.
bucket and it'll go to a charity. Right,
No,
Lee.
it's just the way that they say about me liking Sam and that lot. It's just they can mention him, but not about me liking him.
Right, Lee, have you got anything you want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything?
Now just 45 minutes in legs. One thing I would say about England, though, is about the pundits. How they keep saying, oh, this, that, and other, and then they're changing their mind, and then because it doesn't change. This last game against Holland, it needs to change, it needs to change, it needs to change. It didn't change. He kept the same, more or less, personnel, moved them round a little bit, give a different emphasis with boxing middle, and Kane did bugger all. Make a good fullback one day, maybe.
Okay.
And that's me rant.
Yep.
The positive thing is, pre-season is just that. They're not bothered about results, and he's been flogging them in training. I don't know if you know, been absolutely flogging them in training, so that they can match up physically with a lower. Let's face it, they're not in the same class. They're not professionals, are they, at Chorley? Semi, but maybe. You know,
And-
so don't expect too much. Don't expect too much in early parts.
About yourself, Haru, have you got anything you want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything?
Just basically, yeah, like England. What they need to do is that they need to buckle up, and if they want to win this Euros, they do really need to buckle up because, in my opinion, I think they've been really lucky. Like obviously, the game before Switzerland, what was it, Slovakia or something? Jude Bellingham obviously saved England, made obviously every England fan happy because what he did with that overhead kick, that's what really saved us. So what England need to do is really like buckle down and win the game against Netherlands, and then hopefully get into the finals, and then whoever we're versus get finals, beat them, and then we're champions of Europe again.
Okay.
Just like what 1966.
Well, that was world, wasn't it? That.
And last but not least, Robbie, do you want to chat about, vent about, shout about anything?
A bit of transfer rumour. Well, it has happened actually. Macaulay Longstaff has gone to Millwall. I think that's probably a good
Yes,
move for
he
them,
has.
actually.
Langstaff.
Yeah, he's left Notts
Wow.
County to go to Millwall.
So I think that would be a bit
Yeah.
of positive for us as well, especially coming against Notts County this year.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
remember
all,
Macaulay Langstaff playing with them.
that's all I can think of in my head at the moment.
So there's obviously we've got 2 games this week. We've got a game tomorrow against Pickering, and then we have got a game Saturday against Guiseley. Is anybody going to the Pickering game or is anybody going to the Guiseley game?
Not doing
No.
Pickering because it's a City 11, but I'm doing Geisler.
So when they say
Yeah, same here.
City 11, does it mean it's basically youth? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it means like under 21s, isn't it? Really?
All right, fair dues.
I thought it
So
was behind closed doors. Or have I got that wrong?
No,
Really?
the
So you're
Pickering
going
one
to
is
the
a
have
Ga-
got
it's
a
a
closed
card game.
door.
Gallows
game.
game.
All right, gotcha.
Are you going to Guiseley, Tony?
No, like I say, I've no interest in pre-season. Never have done. I'm
About
more
yourself?
bothered about MK Dons, 10th of August.
About yourself,
Well,
Chris?
that was that.
Geisley, I think, mate.
Are you going?
Yeah, should be.
See you there, Diane. You be going, aren't you?
I am going because there's two birds with one stone in it. Because be at the bowling green with my dad for a bit before I go meet people and everything.
Yeah, cool.
So,
I'll give you a
hey.
game of balls, yeah, Diane.
You wish. I told my dad yesterday, and he cracked up laughing.
1-on-1. I'll take him 1-on-1, your dad at bowls. I've never played it in my entire life. I'll be boss at it. I'll be like
You will
Messi at
not be
bowls.
boss of it. You won't know what to do. You won't know one end it's sort of like biased to other end. and
I know you have
stuff
to get that ball near the jack. Simple.
That's what you
Easy.
need to do, but you have to do like if you ever played my dad, you'd have to play a left-hander. Oh,
I've got a set
So-
of balls for sale.
Right, moving
no.
on. Lee.
Anybody going to Eccleshill game?
Is that same again, Lee? Is that XI?
It will be, yeah.
I might go. I don't know.
Usually is.
I know I'm off to Bradford Park Avenue at some point.
Yeah.
They're there and they've Park Avenue as well, haven't they? But there is a game.
When are they playing? Eccleshill?
It's on website
I'll tell you, Chris.
for fixtures.
So, Haru, are you going to the Carlisle Grimsby game? Not
Pardon?
Grimsby.
Guys, game. Yes, because a bunch of my mates want me to come with them, so I'm like, why not?
So, Tuesday the 16th of July, we play Killshill City XI.
Right.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'll go to that.
Are you going to the Guiseley game?
For my next one will probably be Park Avenue, and then ready for MK Dons for me, I think. Bit of saving up for the away days.
Happy days. Right. Last but not least, what's on your plate? So, what have you had for your tea today, Tony?
I've had a Diane special. I've had
What's
salmon.
that?
I've had salmon,
Oh,
but not with mushy peas. You
ugh.
cannot. It's criminal.
It's not.
It is. You
It's
don't have
not.
salmon with mushy peas. I'm sorry.
It isn't. It's what you've got in on a Friday. Of
Diane, it's a staple diet, in it, mushy peas.
course it is.
And
Fish
Chris,
and
what about
chips,
yourself?
yes.
What's on your plate, lad?
On my plate currently is Strongbow.
Breakfast,
What
breakfast
a
of
prize.
champions, eh?
And I don't think it's going to get any better.
Okay. Other drinks are available. Diane, what about you? Sounds like I'm on BBC and other drinks are available. Diane,
Yeah.
what about yourself? What's on your plate, love?
I had I don't know how I had my slimming world chips because but I had the burger in like a pita bread with some salad. So that's what was on my tea.
That's
Nice.
posh, is that?
Well,
What?
we used to do them in oven like Weight Watchers chips. Really used to be really nice. Don't know
They
how
are
she used to
nice.
do them, though.
Was posh. What I've had for my tea.
In pita bread.
Oh yeah, it's Horley's Warburton's pita bread, you know.
Oh, right. That's another staple diet, Warburton's.
That'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
Warbies.
So you've got me right there.
Crumpets.
You see?
Oh,
Yes,
crumpets.
Can't beat them.
And Lee, what
Depends.
about
I'm
yourself?
gonna get you a lot back. Depends what kind of crumpets you like.
Oh,
What
yeah.
kind?
What about yourself, Lee? Have you started eating again, bud?
I have, yes. I'm having some, believe it or not, I've reverted to childhood. I'm having some chicken dippers with a bit of curry sauce and a bit of pasta with some peas and onions.
Nice.
Haru?
Oh, because it's my cousin's birthday today, turning 25. Jesus. My auntie says to come over. She's made some like spicy chicken and air fried chips with like some spices. So I'm gonna go there and have that. At 7 o'clock.
Nice. And last but not least, Robbie.
At work, so I'll be having a chicken and mushroom, what do you call it, noodle thingy, pot noodle.
Nice. I've had some steak, chips, and some peppercorn sauce. Right,
Flash git.
time. And we've actually
I
got
do with my
time
pot
left.
noodle.
Everyone's getting good at timing. I'm loving it. Right. Thank you, everybody, for coming along. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Chris, Diane, Lee, Haru, and Robbie for all coming along. You have been listening to the England vs Netherlands preview, and this has been Chickens on the Loose podcast. You can get Chickens on the Loose podcast on all podcast services, from Apple to Spotify to YouTube and other social sites. We're also give us a follow on YouTube, Chickens on the Loose. Give us a follow on X/Twitter, Braceodge1. Also, Braceodge/Chickens on the Loose on TikTok. We've also got a small page on Facebook, same we got our Chickens on the Loose there, and also we've got Up the Chickens, where we do Super Six. Also, we have a discussion about games going on, and also we do Golden Goal every time England play, and also Bradford City. Let's see how England get on. We might be back this week. We might be back in August, like I always do. Like, I'm gonna do my inner Chris because this is a new thing. Come on, England! Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your night. And come on, England, and come on, Bradford. Good night.